Hey guys, what's up? It's Katie and today I'm doing my 1K Q&A, so I'm answering all the questions that you guys left on my video. I just wanted to say again, thank you so much for all of the lovely questions, and for 1K subscribers. I'm so excited to be doing this 1K Q&A, so let's just jump into the questions. Alrighty. First question is from Book Planet. Who is your all-time favorite writer? I have a hard time picking this one. I would say that I really like V.E. Schwab. I always say that she's my queen, but now I'm also really getting into Sarah J. Maas and Cassandra Clare. So that's like my triumvirate queens right now. So that's who I'm gonna say are my favorite writers. Basically, Britt, hey Britt, says, what's your favorite pizza? So I'm from Long Island, and people on Long Island are very particular about their pizza, and my favorite pizza is a buffalo chicken slice from Pizzaiola, which is the pizza place in my hometown and where I used to work, and this buffalo chicken slice is unlike any other slice of pizza I've ever had, and it's amazing, and I really wish I could have some right now. Noria says, what has starting a booktube channel taught you about yourself that you had no idea about before starting the channel? Definitely how much I say as a conversation filler, and just a lot in general about the way that I speak. I think that it's definitely been an effort of being self-conscious of the things that I'm saying in between words. Also, I say like a lot sometimes when I'm getting really excited and going on like a rant or something like that. So it's just, I feel like the most it's taught me how to be more self-conscious about my speech patterns and trying to sound more eloquent. Novel Inc. says, new favorite authors you've discovered in 2018. I discovered so many authors in 2018. 2018 was like a big reading year for me. So like I read 100 books and I feel like I just caught up on like everything in the booktube community. So I will say I'm gonna go definitely with V.E. Schwab on this one, because she is the only one that I never really even heard of before 2018. Although I could as equally go with Sarah J. Maas, but I feel like I've heard her name around town. I just didn't read anything until 2018. But V.E. Schwab is one that was completely new to me in 2018. Bookish Drama asks, which book character that is quite different from you but you still relate to? Oh, I'm definitely gonna go with Aelin from Throne of Glass, because I think she's a little bit more fiery than me, no pun intended. And I definitely think we have different personalities, but I still relate a lot to her character and the things that she goes through and her emotional journey and struggles. So even though I don't think I'm necessarily similar to her in a lot of ways, I do relate to her character. Kathy Tryhart asks, what is your favorite book with a queer protagonist? For this one, I'm gonna go with The Prince and the Dressmaker by Jen Wang. It was a really cute graphic novel that I read about a cross-dressing prince, and I thought it was just the most adorable thing ever. One of my first graphic novels that I've read, and it was just an overall really enjoyable experience. A Beautiful Chaos of Books, aka Nicole, asks, what author would you love to meet and why? Well, I've met a lot of authors this year. I met I met everyone at BookCon. Who did I meet? Victoria Aveyard, Marissa Meyer, Tomi Adeyemi. I went to a book signing for Mackenzie Lee. V.E. Schwab. V.E. Schwab was my big one that I wanted to meet. And so I'm really happy that I went to her book signing, because now all my books from her are signed. And I just met Cassandra Clare, which was awesome. I'd love to meet her again every time she has a new book coming out, so I can just keep getting more and more books signed, because at the signing you can only bring one additional book. So I got Clockwork Princess signed. But I'd love to have Clockwork Angel signed, so that I would have the books in the Infernal Devices signed, and then I would just need to get Lord of Shadows signed. So I have all the books in the Dark Artifices signed. Thinking plans. But yeah, and Amelia Bardugo in January, who wrote Six of Crows, and I'm very excited about that as well. I can't think of it. Maybe probably J.K. Rowling, because she's like elusive and doesn't do signings or anything like that. So I feel like she's the one author that I love that is out of reach of anything. So it'd be really cool to meet her. Shut Up and Read says, what's your favorite thing about living in Boston so far? I just like being in a city. I like always having something going on, but it's not like New York City. It's not crazy. It has a little bit more of a smaller city feel, and so it's very manageable. Everything's really close. I love walking everywhere. I love my job. I'm really happy. I have a really cute apartment, so I cannot complain. Q&A. You're starting a book club with some of your favorite fictional characters. Who do you invite and what do you guys read? And this is from Emmy Rose Reads. I'm going to invite characters that like to read. So we are definitely going to invite Tessa Gray from The Infernal Devices, and we'll invite Will Herringdale too, because he's hot and because he likes to read. And we'll invite Aelin from Throne of Glass, because she likes to read. I feel like I'll invite Magnus from The Moral Instruments, just because he'd be fun. Ooh, we can invite Victor Vale from Vicious, because I feel like he'd have a lot to say about the evil protagonists in the story and their motivations. And we'll invite Gainsey from The Raven Cycle, because again, he's very scholarly. I feel like he'd have a lot of interesting things to add. And we'll invite Nesta from A Court of Thorns and Roses with Sarah J. Maas because you know she'd have a lot of good smut recommendations because Homegirl likes her romance novels. And yeah, I think I'd let each character pick. So like Tessa would probably pick A Tale of Two Cities, Nesta and Aylin would have some really good romance novels recommendations. Read by Marta asks, how many pages do you usually read in an hour? It depends. I did track it one time and I read like 99 pages in an hour or something like that, but that was nonstop, not looking at my phone at all. So my reading pace depends. It depends on like how big the font is, like how many words are on a page. But I do say that I probably read really quickly, maybe like definitely more than 60 pages in an hour, like 80, something like that. I don't know. I read really, really quickly. What's your favorite color to see in a book cover? Definitely blue. I love all sorts of blues, all sorts of shades of blue, and blue book covers definitely catch my eye. An example of this is Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. Beautiful book cover. And what made you want to start reading? I basically started reading once I was able to read as a child, and as long as I can remember, I've always liked reading. I can't remember a time in my life where I didn't like reading, so I don't really know my motivations behind reading when I was 5 besides knowing that I liked it a lot. Ellie Books and the Struggles of Life says, if you could choose any grim, scary fictional world to live in, what would it be and why? I feel like the grim, scary worlds in fiction, like really scary, the first thing that comes to mind is the Moors in Down Among the Sticks and Bones by Shanann McGuire, because it's like vampires and mad scientists, and I think that that was a really cool setting, and I think it'd be super cool to live there. Also, what is your favorite shade of green? I'm not like overly fond of green, but I like a pastel green. Yeah, I don't have like any preferences really so much when it comes to the color green. Color of grass is nice too, I guess. Holly from As Read by Holly asks, if you had to choose only one food to eat for the rest of your life, would it be? Probably pizza. Probably the aforementioned buffalo chicken pizza, because it is good. Kika26 asks, which is a book character that you relate to the most? Definitely Tessa Gray from The Infernal Devices. I think she's such like a quiet strength, and I really admire that about her. I think she has her head on her shoulders and is very like calm and rational, but will do anything for the people that she loves, and I feel like I admire her a lot because I relate to her a lot. Yeah, so I mean, I hope I have the positive characteristics of Tessa because she's a great character. Question from Ayusha Majan, what are some of your favorite tropes? Ooh, I really like hate to love and when characters have to share one bed. That gets me every time. Okay, Paulina from Caffeinated Reads is, which character from a book or movie and TV that means the most to you? Probably Hermione, I think, just because I've read Harry Potter from such a young age, and she was always really like studious and nerdy, and that's how I always was from a really young age, and so it made me like feel happy to see someone that I could relate to in that way and not feel like bad for being nerdy and studious. A Wandering Mind asks, what's your favorite video on your channel? It's a good one. I really enjoyed my Thorn and Glass reading vlog because I can't believe I read all 6 books up to Tower of Dawn in like 2 weeks. It was crazy. And I didn't even do it like intentionally, like I need to read all these books for this vlog. I just couldn't stop reading them and I was vlogging it. But besides that, I actually have a lot of videos. I really enjoy my videos with Melissa. We did a few different videos with talking about Shadowhunters where, okay, I think my favorite I'm gonna have to say is reacting to the Shadowhunters TV show because it's just hilarious and it reminds me why Melissa's my best friend and she's my pair of bow tie. That's why we have pair of bow tie necklaces that match. It's amazing. I'm gonna skip some of these questions if they repeat, so sorry if that was your question. Anna Natsky asks, what's your favorite standalone book? I do tend to be a big reader of series because I like a lot of books to read, but standalone, pretty much everything I read this year was a series. Yeah, I think everything was a series. I'm gonna go with, of 2018, because I honestly don't even remember what I read in 2017. I really enjoyed reading The Immortal Life of Henrietta Lacks by Rebecca Skloot, which is a scientific journalism book about the first ever immortal cell line that was created from this woman's cancer cells, and it basically talks about like how her family never got any money from it and the morality implications in science and stuff like that. And I just thought it was so interesting, and that anyone that really works with cells of any type, works with cell culture, is involved in biology or likes it, could really benefit from reading that book because I think it brings up a lot of interesting questions of morality and medicine. So Captain Book asks, what are you thankful for in 2018? My family and friends. I'm thankful for them every year. Okay, Planet Booktube. Have you ever written or picked away at writing your own book? And if you haven't, would you consider writing a book in the future? I have zero plans to write a book. I'm not a writer. I have no creative writing skills. I just like to read them because I like to admire what other people can do, but I literally have no skill to craft stories. And I plan on never writing a book. Heather Reynolds asks, what's at the top of your bucket list? I would really like to go back to Europe, and I really, really want to go to Ireland and Scotland. So that's on top of my bucket list as right now. But hopefully that will happen in the near future. Lynn Hermione asks, what's the biggest thing you've learned that surprised you since starting a Bookstagram/Booktube? Well, I talked on the ums before, but maybe just how much effort goes into all of putting everything together, being able to speak well on camera, getting good lighting, getting good angles, having good content, being creative. And I think what surprised me the most is maybe how much I've enjoyed this creativity in my career. I'm a scientist, so I enjoy it a lot and it's very fulfilling, but it's not a very creative field to be in, and so I like that I have this very creative outlet. And yeah, it's been really pleasantly surprising to me. Lella Regulia asks, what book do you wish you could have written? Like I said, I don't really have any desire to write a book, so I don't really wish that I wrote any book because I don't want to take credit away from someone that actually has talent at writing. Jenny asks, what book has most affected you and changed you that you've read? I feel like the Harry Potter series was really formative in my life. So as cliche of an answer as that is, I think it's just something that really propelled my love of reading forward as a child. And without them, I don't know if I'd be the reader that I am today. Ooh, Books for Life asks, if you could have any superpower, what would you pick and why? I always struggle with this question, but I think I'd want Violet's superpowers from The Incredibles because being able to make force fields sounds pretty cool. And her powers look awesome in action. Rupa Chowdhury asks, favorite ship of all time in books? That's so hard because I have so many ships that I love and I can't just pick one. I'm gonna pick a few. Okay, I really like Aelin Rowan, Alid, Loken, love them together. Feyre, Rysand, I'm a really big Elaine Asriel shipper, even though like nothing's happened with them. I'm a really big shipper of them. Will, Tessa, but also like Tessa, Jem. More so Will, Tessa, but like also Tessa, Jem, Emma, Julianne. I don't know, there's so many. I just like love shipping characters. Kenny Tan asks, what are your most anticipated books of 2019? And I'm not gonna give that away because I have a whole video coming on that in 2019, but I will say the first one that I'm very excited for is The Wicked King by Hallie Black. The Lawn Gnome asks, how do you feel that being a YouTube content creator has changed you as a reader and a person in general? I felt like for a time period when I started my job, I was very pressured to be reading a lot, and I think it kind of made me take a step back and evaluate my reading habits and realize that I don't have to be a reader for anyone other than myself, even if I do have this booktube channel, and I feel like that was just a very good realization to have. Katie Foster asks, do you listen to music while you read? If so, what kind, and any fave artists? I have a lot of favorite artists, but I don't really listen to music at all when I read. I will if there's background noise, and I will listen to classical, and I'll just listen to like classical playlists on Spotify to just kind of like drown out whatever TV, whatever annoying background noise there is. I'll also listen to the ASMR rooms on YouTube. Sam Fox asks, how would you cast your favorite not yet adapted book or book series? I'm horrible at fan casting. I don't know. I don't even know which one I'd want to be made into like a TV show or movie because I don't want them to be ruined. I feel like the really good adaptations happen on like the cable networks like HBO and Stars, and so Outlander, it's already made, but I feel like the cast is perfect. Hufflepuff Reader asks, what was your favorite childhood books? Harry Potter. I also really liked A Series of Unfortunate Events by Lemony Snicket. Caitlin Q asks, what was the first YA book that you ever read? I read a bunch of YA books when I was younger, but rediscovering YA in college, the first one that I read was, can't remember, either An Ember in the Ashes by Sabatir or The Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard, and those two really like got me back into YA. Books with Alyssa J asks, what's the best and worst parts of being a booktuber? I really like being able to interact with everyone, being able to make creative videos, just like all the positives, making friends. It's a really fun environment to be in, but the worst part is probably just like sometimes making time for it when I'm really busy, to try and stay consistent. Okay, and now I have these last few questions from Twitter. Okay, Noria asks, if you found out that all of your favorite fictional worlds were real and merely existed in another dimension, and then you were told that all of them would be destroyed, but you only had the power to save one, which would you choose and why? I'm gonna choose Red London from the Shades of Magic trilogy by V. Schwab because it just sounds like an amazing, wonderful place to be. So that was a really hard question, but that's my answer. JL Todd asks, favorite cover of a book you've read this year, favorite cover ever? Oh, there's so many beautiful covers. I think my favorite cover this year is Queen of Air and Darkness because it's so pretty, but I don't know, I also really like the Six of Crows special edition cover. I really like the Cruel Prince cover by Holly Black. I don't know, I like so many covers. They're all so pretty. Can't choose just one. But I love that publishers are putting a lot of effort into making covers really beautiful. Liv's Books asks, rank the Blackthorns in order from fave to least fave, if that's even possible. I don't know if it's possible, but I'm gonna try. Okay, my favorite is definitely Julian, with Ty being a close second. Julian is like gentle but ruthless, and it's kind of like scary yet hot, and I'm like really into it. And Ty, I just love Ty. I think it's so awesome to have like an autistic Shadowhunter, and I love the Cassandra Clare's descriptions of like the way that he sees the world, and he's so interesting as a character, and I just like love him and adore him. My next favorite Blackthorn is probably Livy. She's like all strong and badass. And then after that, we will have Tavi, because he's just like the little baby. Oh, but I forgot Helen. Helen we haven't really seen much of since City of Heavenly Fire, so I guess she's going next. And then my least favorite is Drew, even though I like feel bad saying that because I still like her. I just feel like the point of where I am in the series, which is about halfway through Lord of Shadows, we haven't really gotten much character development for Drew yet, so I can't say that I like her more than the other ones because she's one of the least developed ones in that family. Oh, and Mark's definitely not going at the bottom. Mark is gonna go maybe in between Ty and Livy because I'm really intrigued by Mark and I feel so bad for him and all the things that happened to him, and I really like Mark. So we have Julian, Ty, Mark, Livy, Tavi, Helen, and Drew. So yeah. Oh, also I love Emma, but she's not really a Blackthorn. She's a Carstairs. But I just needed to say that I loved her as a character, and I'm very into this series right now. And Lucy from Crescent Pages, who I am currently buddy reading Dark Artifices with, asks, favorite Shadowhunter? Lucy, you make this so hard on me. How can I pick? I'm just gonna pick Julian because I have a little bit of a crush on him, but I also really love Emma. I can't choose just one, but I feel like because Julian's my current... No, okay, no, Will Herondale is my favorite Shadowhunter ever. Okay, thank you all for coming to my TED Talk. Anyways, that is it for my Q&A. Thank you everyone for submitting questions. This was a really fun thing to do, and thank you again for 1K subscribers. It's really awesome. I'm having such a fun time on BookTube, and I'm glad that you all are subscribed to my channel and always leaving lovely comments and stuff on my videos. I really appreciate it. So have some fun, read some books, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.